Let's see what up. Let's see, Hunter here ahead of schedule per usual.
We live?
Yeah. My bad. Let's see. I'm jumping the gun on you guys. My bad. What up, Hunter? So you can't wait to try.
What up, y'all?
Flips.
What up, Claire, Anthony, Adrian? Good to see you guys. Welcome back to SellerAmp Seller Hour. As a reminder, we're live Mondays at 5, Tuesday, Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. If you want to come pop in and ask your questions. And yeah, like Claire was saying, said you can't wait to try the AI. Yeah, so on Boxum, we just rolled out basically an AI assistant for your business. It is the first of its kind. There's nothing like it in the industry. And it's basically a specially trained kind of AI within your Boxum account. No extra cost as long as you're already using Boxum. And it's basically an Amazon specialist, Amazon coach that you get for free with your Boxum account, which is super nice.
Yeah. Yes, sir. What up, Adrian? Adrian, you got to meet Hunter. I don't know if you've met Hunter yet, but you guys are, I don't think you guys might not have overlapped
That's
yet.
That's true.
Yeah. Sweet. What's up, Joseph? Yeah. So we're here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, guys. So if you want us to check any leads for you, we're happy to pull up SellerAmp and Keepa examples and take a look as well. Whatever you guys need here. Said Hunter, let's talk on why you're not cleaning up. Nah, good call. I just didn't have any razors. Yeah, no, I need to. You're completely right. What's up, Brian? Good to see you here, family. Yes, sir. Yeah, bro, that's facts right there. Yeah, so yeah, check out the Boxy AI. Standard accounts get 100 credits for free, so you can take a look through that, see what's good with it. Right there. Ooh, yeah. LOL's pro in here early, already firing away on that. Yeah, so sweet. Let us know what questions you guys got, guys. But however we can help you guys start and grow your businesses the right way here.
Yep. See a couple of relatively new names as well. So yeah, let us know what questions you guys have about getting started on Amazon. Obviously, we're kind of still in the peak of back to school, so a lot of those opportunities are like pretty easy to pounce on in the short term. Anytime there's a holiday, back to school is a great example of just like a bunch of different categories having massively spiked demand. There's going to be a ton of stuff where you can like source it online, go to your local store, list it. You'll be selling items before you leave the store, basically. Sweet. Lots of good questions. Hitesh asking, is UK easier than US? I would say it's harder just because there's way less customers, but there's also less sellers. Obviously there's lots of profitable sellers in the UK, but yeah, that's just kind of how I think about it. You also got to worry about like VAT and that kind of thing in the UK. There's some extra like legal kind of things to jump through, basically.
Yeah. So good question here from Johnny Judo. Says, how many things do I have to sell before I get ungated on most things? Yeah. So the way I kind of think about it is like, when you have no prior sales history, only some things are auto ungated, but anything you can apply for, you can get approved for. And if it were impossible, there'd be no sellers on all those listings. And then in terms of once you hit like 1 to 2K in sales, or after like a month or so, a lot more stuff will start to become auto approval. But remember that if you can apply for it, you can get approved for it right there. But that like 2K in sales-ish milestone tends to lead to a bunch of things becoming automatic approval right there, which is nice.
Yep. What up, Gabriel? Target receipts get ungated? Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure not a retail receipt. It's got to be an online order.
Yep.
Same as always though. Just make sure your address is on it, matches your seller account.
Yep. Let's see. It's okay to get denied. Exactly. So Heather MTC says, hey guys, newbie here. What does it mean when it says a product is sponsored? So you're doing some good work on the Amazon search page. Right there, I assume is how you're looking for products, which is not a bad way to do it. That just means it's an ad basically, so it's not organically ranking. So say you look up like I don't know, like creatine supplement, right? You'll see a couple sponsored listings, which are the ads, and then below that, the ones that don't say sponsored, that just look like a normal listing. Those are the products that are actually ranking the highest for those keywords, which Amazon's algorithm sees as the best and the most popular ones. Right there. So really the only use case for that doing arbitrage would be looking up, just searching like a specific brand on Amazon, right? Looking up like a type of product wouldn't really make sense because you'll see a lot of private label stuff, honestly. Storefront stocking is going to be more accurate for online arbitrage sourcing.
Yeah. It typically doesn't make sense to advertise as a reseller, but Corey, our friend Corey has a good video on where it can be useful. Like if you just look up like Corey's PPC video, you can basically run a campaign where it's like 5 or 10 cents and you catch like the things that slip through. Because you only pay for the ads when you're in the buy box. It's not like you're paying paying ads to make other people make sales.
Yep. Is it worth adding to your own listings or edit the listings? I mean, some people do it. If you're asking that question, probably not, to be honest. But you can if you want to. Pending orders. Okay, so you got a brokey customer, honestly. So nothing you can do about that. It's unfortunately just something that happens from time to time. So don't see that as like really like a bad thing. Just restock that product and everything. But unfortunately, their order might cancel. And honestly, if it's been 3 weeks, it probably will. What's up, guys? Yes, sir. What up, Brad? Just hit my 2K. Oh, yeah, Anthony. So yeah, Anthony, if you go in and check, like especially if you go through our auto engate product list, there's probably some stuff that was originally gated for you that it didn't let you auto engate. It just let you apply for, right? That now will become auto engate right there. But yeah, you done the hard part, right? You gotten the ball rolling, right? That snowball's going, it's getting bigger. Your knowledge is growing, right? Meet a couple sellers potentially, maybe in this live stream here to work with. That was a big thing for us, was really, networking, getting active in the community is a huge thing too, and everything. To find an item that's max cost. So yeah, try out the Boxy AI. I actually haven't used it too much in regard to sourcing. It's really good for like Amazon questions and everything, but all Boxy users automatically get 100 credits, which typically one question leads to 1 credit right there. So you can test out that it's actually trained AI for Amazon sellers.
Yeah, as far as sourcing goes, most AI isn't really there just because the way we're sourcing it requires so many like different discounts and that kind of thing. But I am curious. I'm gonna test it over here, see if I can
like how to make XYZ good or what discounts exist for XYZ site. Yeah. But Johnny, I like the way you're thinking, man. Totally like the way you're thinking. Good question here from Kristen. Kristen Weber says, when SellerAmp says this product has a few historic sellers, which is a sign it could be private label, are you purchasing that product anyway? So really good question there, Kristen, because all the time you're going to run into products that have really low competition, which could be something you totally want to avoid if it's actually private label, or something you want to grab because it's just low competition, right? And SellerAmp's automatically going to show that private label alert automatically if a listing consistently has, I believe it's less than 3 sellers, right? So what you need to do, Kristen, is scroll down on SellerAmp, right? And see if, scroll down on SellerAmp and see if the names of the sellers are is it just one seller and it's just the brand, or if it's just third-party sellers that are resellers. The latter is something you want to take a look at here. Okay, we got a little demo here.
All right, check this out. So I just was curious and I pulled up like a random jockey listing, right? Where's the cheapest place for me to source? What coupons, discounts can I stack? Very useful, right? Making sure you know about discounted gift cards, stacking coupons. It found the cheapest place for us to source it today. So yeah, go play around with Boxy. It's very powerful for you guys.
Yep. Let's see, especially since almost Q4 when stuff takes check-in. Yeah, FBM season. Hey, so I'm new to this. LOL. What's up, QP? If I buy 10 items of a product with my business name and everything on the invoice, I should be good to start off, correct? Yeah, man. And that and then auto and gate sourcing too, man. 100%. Yeah, that's going to be a great thing for you, QP.
Yep. Let's see. Claire, you said you're still trying to hit your first 10K in sales. That makes total sense. First 10K is the hardest part. Anyway, there was like no information when I was getting started, but it took me like three months to have my first $1,000 month because, we're doing books and didn't know anyone, that kind of thing. Really, 10K in sales is a lot easier than you think. It's like 10 to 20 different items test bought, probably 20 if you're doing test buys on everything, because that's 20 items you spend $250 on, right? Which is usually, 20, 30 units maybe. So, if you break it down that way, Claire, it's one item every day for a month that you can spend $200 on. It makes it a lot more kind of approachable there, right?
Yep. Where can I find the auto and gate list? If you just Google Fields of Profit auto and gate, Fulsh Miles auto and gate list, it'll show up right there. Okay. I like AI largely. AI predominantly just because those are kind of the expensive plans, and based on using basic plans versus expensive plans repriced, I've seen better results there. But test out a couple different ones, Vanessa.
Yeah, for like the usual rules and that kind of thing. I will say rules-based can be good if you're doing like a specific use case for it. Or I've also noticed that some of the AI algorithms across a lot of different repricers gets weird with suppressed buy boxes. Tends to be a little bit better with rule-based.
How to OA? Yes, sir. I'm close though, of course. Been trying to get ungated, keep getting auto denied. Sam, shoot me a Discord DM in, and I'll send you a little auto deny guide for ungating. But kind of long story short, right? You just want to add a good note to the reply saying like, I'm giving you guys exactly what you're looking for. Boxy AI would make it for you. Feels so good to say that, but Boxy AI can make that for you too, as well. Yes, yeah. Check the Boxum channel. Check the Boxum channel, dude. And then I'm gonna have a full smiles video up soon. I am new. Does Amazon still accept online retailer order confirmations from Target and other stores to ungate? 100%, 100%. Yeah. So as long as it's an online order confirmation, you can't use in-store receipts for ungating. You can use in-store receipts for inauthentic complaints and Section 3 and stuff like that, but you can't for ungating, weirdly enough. Yeah. Keep the questions coming, y'all. Nice to see some new faces and new names in here too, guys, right? We come here every Tuesday. 4 p.m. Eastern. We love doing this stuff for you guys. So let us know, how we can help and everything, y'all.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Caleb, as far as sourcing goes, you'll just use SellerAmp and Keepa. That's kind of the essentials. You'll see a lot of stuff out there, but you just want to, like, the best sellers are the ones digging through the weeds, basically, right? Is you're finding the bundles and the multi-packs and the listings that are like a little bit weird, but a customer is going to be happy receiving what they get, that kind of thing. What's up? Robbie said, what are a few options if you have a product that isn't selling? Currently it's FBM. Yeah, probably the reason it's not selling is because it is FBM. Like if you go to the buy box rotation, you'll probably see that it's all FBA. Like here, I'll just pop my screen up here so you can see what I'm talking about. If you go to SellerAmp and you see like this item right here, it seems like the last FBM sale was probably like 2 weeks ago or so. And I'm assuming that's probably going to be the case on the listing that you're selling. But when you send it to FBA, it'll sell. But basically, like if there's a bunch of FBA sellers, Amazon wants to give the sales to the person with 2-day shipping rather than 5-day shipping, right? It just kind of makes sense. It's best customer experience.
Boom, boom. Let's see. Okay, origin story behind the name. So I was in Italy at the end of 2018, and I was reading Gary Vee's book, and I was like, I love all this guy's videos, but I'm not listening to him. I'm doing a lot of this stuff, but I'm not posting on social. Why am I not doing that? And I said, crap, I need a name. And then God airdropped me it when I deserved it the most, because I had just spent a bunch of time doing retail arbitrage for shoes to flip. Actually, not on Amazon, but retail arbitrage for just shoe reselling. And literally it just came to me, and I secured the IG, and then I started the page. About 3 weeks later.
Bang. GPT in 2019.
Really?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. I thought it came out in like 2022.
No. It said, how long should you have to wait until Amazon checks in all your units for FBA? This time of year, probably 3 weeks I would say is about average. For a shipment to fully close right now is taking about 4 weeks, maybe 3.5 on average for what I'm seeing. Yeah, that'll also be faster if it's optimized, or you use 2D barcodes. Those are 2 ways to typically get your stuff checked in faster. Optimized because it goes to more final FCs at once. 2D because it goes through a different process, and you can access those on Boxum basically.
Boom, boom. Yeah, and Optimize is really good too because you avoid the placement fees. A lot of people have been doing good with that. Warner was popping up. I was looking for online arbitrage content and largely didn't exist outside of Warner and our buddy Chris on online. And then I saw Warner already followed me, and then I hit him up. We got on Zoom with me, him, and Garrett, and probably some other guys too. And then I spent like 35 minutes in my grandparents' hot tub looking for his storefront and couldn't find it. And then we've been friends ever since.
What's up, Cortez? He said, what's the best place to buy polybags and boxes? I wouldn't overthink that too much, Cortez. Just Amazon for polybags, to be honest. Until you're doing crazy volume, you're not going to see significant enough savings to like have a special source for it. Boxes, U-Haul, Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, and then FBM boxes from Uline. Yeah, but the big ones are kind of expensive at Uline, so just go with like the retail store ones.
Sounds sick. How do I optimize? Yes. So 5 identical boxes. So 5 identical boxes and no 2D barcodes on the shipment. Yeah. Yeah. 5 identical boxes and no 2D barcodes on the shipment. Do you think FBA is more profitable than FBM? It really is item dependent, but the big thing is making sure you're actually testing it with the FBM calculator on SellerAmp, and you can see those costs from howtofbm.com.
Yeah, Rob was asking a question here. I'll
Yeah.
pop up the screen for you, Rob, because you said in SellerAmp you showed a pie chart that with last sold. Yeah, so he's talking about the pie chart that is right here, right? So showing all these like past sellers. I think it might be off by default, and this goes for any feature that you want to show or not show on SellerAmp. If you end up just never looking at something, you can always just turn it off. So buy box analysis would give you that pie chart, and keep in mind you can also drag these all around depending on what you typically use the most.
Boom, boom. I'm gonna go to bet. All right, sounds good. What do you think of the pesticides bit of training you do? Yeah, totally. Yeah, man, for sure. If it weren't worth it, there'd be no sellers on those listings.
Oh, you typed that twice, brother? You did that twice and thought it was a good idea?
Yeah. LOL, man. How do you go about suppressed buy box? Yeah, suppressed buy boxes can totally be super profitable. Just understand that when they initially take away the buy box, the volume's going to go down. But like you take a look at the Keepa chart the same way you look at any other listing.
Yeah, for sure. Just the only time it's a problem is if it just went suppressed, because usually it'd be followed by a price decrease, demand decrease. Let's see. You sent 6 identical boxes, but still paid placement fees. So it's possible, like a lot of times on smaller shipments, especially, that the cheapest option still involves placement fees. I've seen that a lot on shipments that are, I would say, sub 150, sub 200 pounds, which has to be a decent sized shipment. But yeah, as long as you make those identical boxes, Boxem will show you the optimized option and the 3 non-optimized locations you could send to, basically.
Yeah, it's really easy to forget to deselect 2D barcodes too. You guys are killers. Started 1 week ago. Damn, you made your first sales that quick.
Yeah, I love to see it. I mean, anyone can do that. A lot of people just like don't have the confidence to like take action and like, trust that this stuff actually works. So like that's clearly shows you're willing to take this stuff seriously. That's awesome, man. You'll be well on your way to some awesome goals here.
That's what's up. Detto says, I was trying it to ungate an item and it asked me to fill out a quiz. Now a bunch of random stuff is getting ungated. Is that normal? Yeah. So what it means is that all of those brands were auto ungate. You just needed the category, which all you need to do to get that category was the quiz.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Ahmad, you said I left my number on a comment on YouTube. I did not do that. That's probably like a WhatsApp scam or something. Just kind of think through it a little bit. I'm probably not putting my personal phone number on a YouTube comment. So yeah, just be careful. If you're talking directly to us, just do it through like social media where you can go to see that we're verified, basically.
That was it. Aha. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
How many different kinds of items can you put in a box to ship to Amazon? I think didn't we learn the other day that there's technically 100 or it's like 1,000 unit limit per box?
I think it's 100. I
think it's 100 different ASINs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if anyone has ever run into that. Maybe if you have a bunch of like kids books or something like that.
Yeah.
I could see that being the case, but yeah, for all purposes, yes, Caleb, you can put as many things as you want in a box.
Yep. Yeah. Optimizing shipments, guys. Those 5 identical boxes is a great tool. Avoid those placement fees. And the nice thing is like Amazon kind of is telling us what they want us to do, which is to do identical boxes of the same products. So we avoid placement fees and they want us to send them to a bunch of different places there. So that's how you should be thinking when you're buying and you're scaling. Ungating Squishmallow. Yeah. Target. Or Kohl's, but Target's fire.
Yep.
Let's see.
Somebody's asking a good question. Cortez said, how do you go about a brand that's listed on Amazon under a different brand? I don't know if we got that one. So I'll just pull up another quick example because that is important. On SellerAmp, in the top right, where it says the brand and stuff, give it a second. I accidentally clicked on the new product. There we go. Make sure that this brand is actually linked to the brand of the product. So in this case, we either want it to say Hasbro or Play-Doh. Doesn't matter. As long as it's like the actual parent company or the true brand that owns it. A lot of times you might see this as generic or like random characters, some Chinese name, that kind of thing. You don't want to sell those. It's like copyright infringement, basically.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, some listings, they don't police it, but we want to set you guys up where you never have to.
Yeah. You never know when they start policing it.
Yep. Okay. Good question here from the Prodigy. Hey guys, brand new seller here. Should I just start selling books to get ungated other stuff? You can if you want, but I would sell auto ungate stuff too. And then understand that gated products that allow you to apply for them that are super profitable shouldn't be automatically avoided. Yeah.
Yep. Christian, you said, what's the lowest offer count you would allow to sell a product? 0. Yeah. If you find a good product with 0 sellers, just make sure that you have a, just make sure that you have lost my train of thought. Make sure you see past sellers on that listing. Basically.
Yeah. So you look at the sales history on that guy right there. I just opened Boxman. It says I'm out of credits. Okay, Rob, apologies. So we did just push that update. Hit up support at boxman.com. We can get that fixed for you ASAP right there.
Yeah. Haven't heard that yet, so we'll have the team dig in on that for you.
Yes, sir. Remember Prodigy, the other Prodigy who would always comment back in the day?
Oh yeah.
It's on 300K a month now.
Bang. You love to see it.
Yeah.
It's always fun to see people that come to stream for like a few months and then you see them a year later and they're doing like 2-3 million a year.
Oh yeah. Do you guys offer courses or Discord? Yeah, check the links in the description for info on that. We have a free Discord, free Facebook group, and then we have some really good content for you guys on YouTube too, as well.
Yep. Yeah, Rob, if you can just message support, they'll get you hooked up on that. I haven't seen that before, so definitely make sure that's fixed for everybody. I've seen lots of other people playing around with so something interesting went on there. Could you explain the 3 different shipping methods when sending products to Amazon? Yeah, Deal Hunter. So, there's only 2 now, right? It's just optimized in placement because they got rid of the partial. I'm fairly certain.
People are loving that.
Yeah, I used partial. So it's kind of annoying, but you can either optimize where you have 5 or more identical boxes, and then they're going to send that to lots of different FCs, which, is more legwork to get done. But typically it's on a big shipment, it's going to be overall cheaper. On a smaller shipment, it's a little bit more expensive on average. And you'll have stuff show up at a lot of FCs at once, which is helpful. Or you do placement where you ship everything to one FC, you pay per unit to ship there, and then they'll disperse it across the country for you, basically.
Bang, bang. Hell yeah. Guys, could you should the email receipt you upload on Amazon? I got an email, but I don't see any of my information than just the items I bought. Yeah. So Gabriel, unless they change the format literally overnight, if you check that, you'll see that if you expand it out, it's going to have all that info for you. But worst comes to worst, you can wait till it comes in and use the receipt that's in the package, picture of the product, shipping label. But the best way to do it, in my opinion, is to start out sending the order confirmation email, right? And then as you get the shipping email, add it in, the delivery email, add it in, a picture of the product, add it in, et cetera, right there.
Let's see, it was on your end. It's working out. Awesome. Yeah. What happened there, Rob? Just so we can know, like, how you might have fixed it or what you're running into there. Yeah, I'm curious. Glad you got it though.
Yeah, W Rob. Yeah, Rob. Yeah. Ask it some questions, family. Is there any way you can get Amazon to pay your full amount of inventory instead of holding it so much? Nah, just the way that they want to protect themselves and avoid that, people selling fake products and everything on their platform. They have the account level reserve set up the way it is right there.
Yep. Oh, also, I saw a tweet like an hour ago. A couple of y'all go test and see if you can ungate Nike. I saw it on Twitter a second ago. Just report back for science if you got your seller account up right now. Yeah, I'm curious if they're opening some brands back up.
Yeah, check. Yeah, y'all check that for us right now. That would be fire. Yeah, check that for us right now. I'm gonna post in our group too, as well.
Get a little live science experiment going on your guys' accounts. Let's see, Mariana asking do we have courses or Discord? Yeah, Mariana. So we have the FBA roadmap. If you want a paid resource, we have lots of good free resources for you as well. So you can check all that out down below. And I'll also put the link to the roadmap in chat for you if you want to check that out.
So good question here from Veronica. She says, what happens with unsold inventory? So that's the nice thing about this business is it's actually pretty hard, as long as you're buying the right stuff, to have unsold inventory from a velocity perspective, in that you want to be buying proven listings that have good sales history. If you watch our videos on SellerAmp channel, Fields of Profit, Full Smiles, you'll see how those work right there in respect to finding stuff and seeing the breakdown. Okay. All right. So Chris.
No, on the end game. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Chris has had an account for a while.
Yeah. I wonder if they're pulling old accounts back into some brands, which usually they'll use older accounts to like test things.
Yes.
So could be a sign that they're opening some stuff back up. Doesn't really matter if not. We've seen lots of people crush it lately, but it never hurts to have more opportunities to sell.
So some banter too. There's some flips for miles isms in the Boxy AI too, as well. So even if we're not streaming 24/7, right? But if you want, Uncle Flips and Warner in your helping you guys with the stuff 24/7, definitely tap in with the Boxy.
It's basically trained on a ton of calls and YouTube videos and even some one-on-ones and that kind of thing, basically.
Yep, trying to ungate subcategory pet supplies with Frontier work. Yeah, Heather, all big retailers, but probably what you just want to do is just ungate it from whatever site you found it profitable at. Honestly, yeah. Copy listing, yeah, exactly. So copy listing is going to mean hard gated, yeah. Where if it says copy listing or if it doesn't let you apply, you got to avoid those, yeah.
Yep. When did you know to go all in and quit your job? I mean, it was easier for me because it was my college side hustle basically. So by the time I graduated, senior year, we did like 125 net profit on Amazon. So it's like, all right, there's no reason to, go half on this thing. A lot of people will start thinking about quitting their job when their Amazon business is doubling their 9-to-5 income. Just because you got to think about the risk of it being your own business, and you want to have plenty of money to keep growing the business and also pulling money for your own salary, basically. So don't expect to start a business and go full time doing it right away unless you already have a bunch of money stockpiled.
Oh yeah, right there. Sweet, cool. Yeah. So let us know what other questions you guys got, and definitely tap in and check out. We got a bunch of good content coming for you guys on the SellerAmp channel. 2 new features as one. Then if you guys have recommendations of what you want to see content wise, what you want to see feature wise in SellerAmp. Is the message I got. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So same thing everyone else is getting, Kristen. Right there. So our buddy Chris, let him reapply, but he's had an Amazon account for over 10 years, probably. Oh yeah, easily over 10 years. Yeah. So that's why.
Yeah, we're just curious on some live science there. Said you did either 35,000 or maybe there are commas in the wrong place, in which case you did 350K. Either way, good work, Kristen. So keep selling what's working for you. The big thing now is skipping that initial test order and then as many similar items and similar sources to what you're already good at. Once you're at that, whether it's 35 or 350K, it's kind of the same process to scale from there.
Yep. Okay, books. Yeah, so books typically come from thrift stores, Johnny, and of the book population on Amazon, it doesn't really matter when they were made because they're all just used that you'll be selling. So never storefront stock for books. Just go into thrift stores and library sales and scan away. Online arbitrage, that's where you can actually buy those products online. Those will be name brand stuff that's new typically. Yeah.
You found 10 good ASINs. How much inventory of each did you buy? It depends on how fast it sells, right? If you don't have a process for placing orders, then I would say just buy what you think is a week worth of stock, just so you can test it out. So it's usually gonna be 5 to 20 units, because eventually you get to the point where you can look at the estimated sales. You can look at things like the Keep Offers tab, look at how many competitive sellers there are, and you can have the confidence to skip the test buy. But in the learning phases, you'll end up making a couple really expensive mistakes if you try to buy 2 months of stock on something. So just place a bunch of test orders, and then you'll get to the point, usually within a few weeks, maybe a month or two, where your biggest regret is, oh, I should have bought more. I should have bought more. I should have bought more. And then you just flip the switch and start buying more.
If I'm doing FBM and you create the label, how do you hide your name if it shows your address and government name? Yeah, just change the ship from address that you're shipping from right there. So nice and easy. I think you can even do it from the buy shipping page, but definitely in your settings there. Yeah, good. Yeah, good call. There's lots of fake textbooks out there, so just make sure they're legit there. Biggest issue you face, such as getting kicked off listings and issues of that sort. Yeah, biggest issue for me was I just didn't know that ungating was a thing for literally multiple years of doing books. And then once I started doing online arbitrage, I did $1 million in sales the next 10 months. Basically. So essentially lack of the correct information. There wasn't Warner when I was getting started. There wasn't me when I was getting started. And that's what we're here to help you guys save a bunch of time with right there. And thanks for tapping in for another SellerAmp Seller Hour, guys. Good content posted on the SellerAmp channel yesterday in respect to helping you guys do small and arbitrage product sourcing. So check that out. As always, every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're here to answer all your guys' questions and everything. So thanks for tapping in.
Absolutely. Good vibes. You guys have a good rest of your day here.
Yep. Y'all have a good one. See you guys later.
See ya.